In this video, I'm going to show you the ultimate technique for packing light, no matter where you're going and for how long you're going for. Packing light feels like the ultimate goal for any trip. Getting everything into a carry-on suitcase, being able to travel light when you're leaving, when you're arriving somewhere, but still having a mix and match wardrobe that's going to work for you, that's going to go with everything and work for your whole trip. It does sometimes feel like a little bit of an impossible dream. But in this video, I'm going to show you the ultimate technique for solving all of those problems. It is going to help you pack for any trip, for literally any occasion, and still mean that when you get there, you've got a wardrobe that mixes and matches and goes to any occasion for whatever you've got planned on that trip, and even a few kind of unforeseen eventualities as well. Okay, so what is the technique? Essentially, it is super simple. The whole way this method works is by only packing for 3 days of your trip. Now, as long as you've got access to facilities to launder clothes, it doesn't matter how long your trip is for, as long as you're not going to too many different destinations and there isn't too much variety in what you're doing, packing for those 3 days will get you through absolutely everything you need to do on your trip. So for the purposes of this video, I have picked an imaginary holiday. Actually, it's not an imaginary holiday, it's one I'm very much taking this summer. But I picked a hypothetical holiday. You could change this to be whatever you want, but for my trip, I've picked a 7-day trip to Portugal. It's a family holiday. I'm going to be doing lots of kind of walking around, doing activities with my kids, but also having a little bit of couple time, going on some date nights, 1 or 2 kind of dressier, more special occasions. So kind of my usual summer holiday, and I'm going to get through those 7 days by only packing for 3 days of that trip. So let's get stuck into it, and I will talk you through those 3 days that you need to pack for. So the first day we're going to pack for is going to be the essential day. So this is, if you could only pack for 1 day of your trip, what are you packing for? What are the activities you're going to do on that 1 day? So it might be if you're going for a friend's wedding, or if you've got a special event while you're out there. What is the 1 day of your trip that you are definitely going to want to pack an outfit? So for me, I've chosen a vineyard tour with a wine tasting, and we're going to go out for an evening meal afterwards. So thinking about what I need for that day, I've actually started with what I'm going to wear on the vineyard tour, which is some simple denim cut-off shorts, got a sleeveless classic Breton stripe there, added a lightweight linen blazer for a bit of layering, just in case it's a little bit chilly. And my top tip, if you're taking linen on holiday, is to pack a travel steamer. So I'm just going to pop that in as well. So always, I never travel without a travel steamer. It's so useful for making sure everything looks really crisp and perfect when you get there. So I've got a simple daytime outfit. I'm going to add in some trainers. I'm actually not going to need to pack those because those are going to form part of another outfit which doesn't need to be packed, but we'll just pop them there for now. So that's the daytime part of that day. Now, later on in that day, as I said, we're going to go out for that evening meal. So I'm going to add a nice dressier outfit. So I've got a satin maxi skirt there, which can pop in. Added a simple shell top, so a fresh sleeveless top to pop on for the evening. I'll probably layer on that blazer over the top, but I've also added a cashmere stole in case it gets a little bit chilly in the evening. So that's everything I need for that one essential day. So if that was the only day I got to have in my holiday, I've got the 2 outfits that I need for that one essential day. I would also be packing things like fresh underwear, any night clothes I need, any wash stuff I need. So for that 1 day, I've got absolutely everything covered. Right, next up, we're going to pack for the average day. So I'm going to pull these out and talk about the trainers in a little while, but I'm going to talk now about the average day on the holiday. So this is, if you just kind of didn't do anything super different on your trip, what would a normal day look like? So for me, on this holiday, we're going to Portugal. We've got a villa with a pool. First thing I'm going to need is some clothes for hanging out by the pool. So obviously, first essential, the bikini, popping it in there. Next up, I'm going to add a lightweight outfit. So I've got my sun hat there, but I've also added a lightweight t-shirt and a lightweight pair of linen trousers. So just really useful, loose fit t-shirt and lightweight trousers for a bit of sun cover up if I need it on that day. I've also added in a chunky cardigan, which is just a really kind of, again, relaxed fit, but a bit cozier if the evening gets a bit chilly and if we have a barbecue. Okay, the other outfit for my average day, my normal day on holiday, is that probably we're going to go and do some sightseeing. So just packed a really super comfortable little co-ord there, shorts and a linen shirt co-ord with a vest top to layer with it, and that can just pop in as well. And you can begin to see how the colours, the styles are beginning to layer up, and even though I've still only packed for 2 days of that holiday, I've really already got mix and match options. So for that day, I'm going to probably use those trainers again, but I'm also going to add in a pair of sandals. So those are going to be really useful again for that chilling by the pool, or possibly for a bit of lightweight sightseeing, but for knowing the amount of walking that I always do on holiday, those trainers are going to get more use realistically. So we've packed for 2 days. Let's get on to the third day. Right, let's get on to day number 3. Now this day we don't actually need to pack for, it doesn't need to fit in the case, but I'm just going to show you what I've got because day 3 is the travel day. So think about how you're traveling, where you're traveling, are you going by plane, are you going by car? Now, because I'm going to Portugal from the UK, I would be going to the airport, traveling by plane, probably from a country that's much cooler and arriving somewhere warmer. So for my travel outfit, I've got a pair of cropped denim jeans. And you know now why I didn't bother packing those trainers, because I'd be wearing them with those trainers. I've got big feet. I always try and make sure that I wear the biggest shoes I'm taking on holiday. These would also do double duty as running shoes if I want to take exercise gear on holiday with me. So I've got my cropped jeans, light colour, which is going to work really well as well if it's a bit cooler when we're out there. I've added a denim jacket, so that's my travel outfit. And then layering those with a simple classic crew neck tee, which is going to work really well for the plane, for different temperatures. And then a cozy sweatshirt in case it's a little bit chilly with the air conditioning. And that can just come off and go into my bag when I arrive. Now, you can see here, I've got loads and loads of mix and match options, but I am just going to add one more step before we call our 3-day packing method done. So the last step is what we call the what if. So for each of those 3 days, I'm going to allow myself to take one extra what if piece. So for instance, for my vineyard tour day, I'm going to do what if my feet get tired and I want a change of shoes. And I'm just going to pop in a really super comfy, not terribly stylish, but super comfy pair of sandals into that outfit rotation. Okay, my sightseeing and by the pool day, I am going to add in a what if it rains. So I'm just popping in my favourite go-to waterproof coat there. What if it rains? I am now sorted. Hopefully it's not going to rain on my one summer holiday of the year, but I'm ready if it does. Third up for the travel day, what if I throw my airplane meal down my front? Anyone who's travelled with me knows this is a very realistic possibility. So I've just popped in an extra t-shirt there to add into that outfit so I can have that in my hand luggage. I've got it spare with me in case, you know, I get a bit hot and sticky or I spill my food down my front or whatever. Those kind of travel emergencies that happen. So even though we've only actually packed for 3 days, that travel day, the essential day, and the average day, the reality is that we have got a wardrobe full of clothes that are going to mix and match endlessly. So we've got a good handful of t-shirts. We've got the travel t-shirt, we've got vest tops, we've got my emergency throw my lunch down my front t-shirt. We've got those pieces that we packed right at the beginning. So that sleeveless vest top and the simple shell top for the evening. So we've got a selection of tops that are going to mix and match really well with all of the bottom halves. So in the bottom halves, we've got those simple denim shorts. We've got the dressier maxi skirt. I've got the jeans that I travelled in. I've also got the relaxed linen trousers from my poolside day and my shorts from my co-ord for my sightseeing day. So you can really see how all of these bottom halves are going to mix and match with all the tops. We've got a handful of layering pieces in there. We've got the blazer, I've got the shirt, I've got my denim jacket from my travel day. So again, options and opportunities to mix and match within what I've taken are literally endless. I've got extra warm pieces like that cashmere gauze stole. I've got plenty of shoe choices. I've got my cozy layers in case there's some aggressive air conditioning that I need to battle with somewhere. Basically, I am covered for almost every eventuality that I'm going to hit on this trip, all by only packing for those 3 days, that essential day, the average day, and the travel day. So I promised you at the beginning of this video that I would give you the one extra tip that would make all of this even easier and make your packing even simpler and even more effective. And it's quite simply this: use a limited colour palette. There is nothing that will make your packing more simple, more effective, more mix and match, more versatile than sticking to a limited colour palette. Now, this might be a seasonal colour palette. If you had your colours analysed, you know your palette, or you've chosen a palette, it might be a seasonal palette. So for me, I use the autumn colour palette, which is all kind of muted, earthy shades. Or you might choose to go for a totally neutral palette, or you might go for a really vibrant, bright palette. So again, that might be a seasonal palette, or it might be, do you know what, I'm going to pick shades of lime and aqua and some cream neutrals to anchor them. Whatever you do, picking a more limited colour palette can be such an effective way to make sure your wardrobe mixes and matches for the whole of your trip. Hopefully this has given you loads of ideas and inspiration and tips for packing wherever you're going. If you've got any comments or questions, you can drop them down below.